All right, good morning, people. Hopefully, you guys had some fun trading on Friday there. It looked like it was probably a pretty good day, so hopefully, y'all made some money. Today, we're looking at Rev B here. It's looking pretty good, it's holding above that VWAP line pretty well currently. We're hoping to see it come back down to that line so that we can possibly take a play on it right at open. We'll have to wait to see if it breaks the new high. If it breaks the new high, we'll also try to take a play on it, but again, we'll have to wait and see. We do have GovX here. We have lots and lots of data to go off of here. Some pretty decent support and resistance lines, so we'll take those into account. We are sitting right on that VWAP with the 200 EMA right there as well, so that's definitely a good sign, good area of support. Likely, as long as this doesn't look like it's going to break down, we'll take a play on this as well. We've got Cavill, which is a very, very old ticker, just like GovX, played that last year. It's looking okay. It looks like it had a big move up in the early pre-market. It's kind of consolidated since then, back down quite a bit. We started today around the $1.23 area, got to a high of about almost $2. Back down to $1.50 currently on that. We've got ZY here. It's looking okay. Nothing fantastic again here. We have some areas where there's not so much price action, not so much volume, so that's not really something we typically want to see, but it's looking okay so far. We might be able to play this. We have Siga. Played this multiple times. It's looking okay. Again, we have a lot of areas where there's not a lot going on, and then we have some areas where there's more going on. The nice thing about this one is at least the recent price action is there, and we still have a little bit of volume. So this could pick up on open. We might see it break back through that 200 EMA, which is what we will be watching for on that. We have TBLT, which had a decent amount of volume up until this point here, where we saw a massive knife going from about just under $8 to just about 560 there. Looks like it's consolidating upwards quite a bit. MACD's worked its way back positive, so that's all good signs. But I'm not sure if we'll be touching this one just based on how far that knife dropped. Somebody let go of a whole bunch of shares there, so we might stay away. But we'll wait. We'll wait and see how bullish this becomes when the market opens. So Rev B is looking very good right now, going through another run. We might see a pullback right on open here. We'll be ready to take some plays on that, just in case. Looks like we have about 2 seconds until market open. Here we go. Rev B looks like it's going to go, Rev B. So we're going to go ahead and try to take a play here on Rev B. We're going to go for about $1.55 on it. We're going to go for $1.70 PT with $1.50 stop. Going to give it that 5 cents of room. Nothing fantastic, nothing crazy. Just hit like 5 of the wrong buttons there. We did hit 165 as a resistance. I want to take some profits here, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Taking some profits, 165. We'll leave the rest as a runner if it comes down to our stop. Not a huge deal. GovX not really doing much. Cavill not doing much. We have ZY heading down, Siga heading down, and TBLT heading down as well. So currently, Rev B looks like the winning trade so far. Let's see if it can break through. Oh, I don't know why I have this at 151. It was supposed to be 150. There we go. All right, so Rev B is looking pretty good here. It looks like we're about to break through this resistance. I can't say this resistance is going to hold for too long, although it was a pretty strong one. So we'll have to see here. Give it a second. We'll see something happen here. All right, 169, just about 170 there. That is PT on Rev B 170. We can go ahead and take some more profits there. PT Rev B. GovX heading down, breaking down from that 200. That's not what we want to see. Cavill right at that 200 EMA. This could hold here, so we want to keep an eye on that. And ZY looking like it does want to turn around. We're seeing some bullishness here, so I'm going to go ahead and maybe try a ZY trade. This could end up being a pretty tight stop. So we're going to go for a 245 entry. We're going to go for we're just going to give it a 240 stop. And then we're going to go for a 265 PT. So that's a pretty far PT. I did that backwards. I typed that in wrong. So let's try this again. CY 245, 265, 240. Out of practice. Missed one day. All right. Rev B still sitting up pretty high. We did touch that 170 again. We did touch as high as 171 there. Cavill still heading down. There might be an opportunity at some point here. Siga still heading down as well. TBLT back up to $6. Looks like we bottomed out at 570 there. Just probably a little bit of a support area right there. Back up to 615. GovX looks like it wants to do something here. RevB going for a new high. We still have some shares left in this, so keep that in mind. Maybe on a pullback we'll add more. I'm not quite sure yet. GovX with a nice green candle there. ZY still staying around that 249 area. So that first trade was RevB. Got a ZY open. RevB about $1.55. So far as high as 172. Or higher, was it 173? Yeah, just touched 173. GovX looking very good here, breaking back above. That's what we wanted to see. I think that's all I need to see out of GovX before I jump in. So we're going to go ahead and take a GovX 105 area. We're going to go for a 125 PT here, and then a 0.99 stop. So we're going to give it a 6-cent stop, which is a lot. It's definitely a lot, but I do think we need it. We might cut it if it drops before it hits that, so keep that in mind as well. But we want to make sure we give this one a decent amount of room. We're at 111 here. I think if we hit like 114, maybe that 113 resistance line, we could probably look at taking some early profits there. Cav at 150, ZY 248. Not seeing much on either of those yet. RevB looking like it's doing a little bit of a consolidation here. SIGA might start to come up. What else we got going on here? IEA wasn't anything earlier. TNXP might be good. Let's take a look at IEA first. Yeah, really nothing going on here. We're seeing a very slight movement, nothing fantastic. And then we have, what was that, TNXP? TNXP, yeah. Also definitely not looking great, though I think we're stuck with what we got so far. We did see a drop down to 166 on that. GovX is back to 110 here. Cavill breaking down. ZY almost at that entry point. 245, there it is. We've got SIGA here, not looking, it looks like dead cat bounces to me, so I think we're just going to stay out of that. TBLT not doing a whole lot, TNXP not doing anything, RevB back up to that 171 area, GovX still kind of struggling to hit that resistance line, so we're going to see if that can happen. If you had yet to get your GovX entry, this would be it. RevB almost at 180 here. We just hit that 180 mark. 181. Might be going into a halt here soon. Gonna need a couple more cents out of it, I think. GovX not looking fantastic here at 106. We're just about at that entry point of 105. I'd say if we break down from 102, might be looking like a cut, but I don't know if we'll get that low. Cavill back up a little bit. We did see a drop down to 240 on ZY. I'm pretty sure that's our stop right there. So we're going to go ahead and call the stop on ZY. Honestly, I was looking for a little more momentum out of that. We never really got it, so that's okay. Just a quick stop out there. 240. GovX at 105. This is entry point. RevB all the way up to 181. We're going to make a push higher here. Let's see what GovX can do. Nope, hard break. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut GovX. Don't want to be stuck in something like that. 3, not bad. Took a tiny loss there, so nothing too bad there. ZY has a potential to come back as we are hitting that 200 EMA, but it's got such little price action right now. I'm not really too keen on trying that. SIGA here with a nice return from the dead, going from 13.90 to 14.90, just like that, whole dollar. TNXP still singing pretty low here. GovX might come back if you're still in it, but that'd be pretty ballsy to hold at this point. Not seeing too much else here. Siga might be a play that can maintain that bullishness. Let's see here. RevB at 175. We have GovX slightly coming back. PHCF as well, we could take a look at. Yeah, nothing fantastic there either. We're seeing actually very gappy price action. Nothing we're really interested in on that. We could try CMRX. No, that's just heading down. AEMD. No. Siga's got all the attention there on momentum alerts. We got BFRI. We could take a look at. That's not going too bad. That one's looking okay. Price action still a little spotty on BFRI, but one of the better options so far. Siga looking like it might hold on this 200, but I don't know if I trust that quite yet. What would we be looking at for a stop here? 1460 to 1380 is a pretty large one. I think the idea here is probably just to wait it out. We want to see if it drops. Yeah, there's that drop. Breaking that 200 like it's nothing right now. RevB with a slight pullback here. We might look at a re-entry at 165 on that. Just to get another full play in there. Going through all the tickers right now, not seeing a whole lot else. We are seeing kind of a breakdown here on Siga, so it's a good thing we didn't take a quick entry there because we would have been in a bad position already. Let's see if it breaks down from the support line. Getting very close to that 165 entry. This is going to be risky, so we will have a tight stop on it. RevB 165. Probably go for 180 here with a 160 stop. So we're going to give it about 5. So let's give it a 161 stop. So we're going to give it 4 cents. I think that's about as much as I can give it here. So wherever you get in, give it about 4 cents. We'll see. Luca, stop scratching your ear, dude. Weirdo. All right, let's see. RevB getting very, very close here, 167. Hey, dude, shut up. Shh. Shh. What a weird dog. All right, so 167, come on, a little bit lower. Might not quite get 165. We've got GovX here, sitting pretty low. Cabal breaking down, ZY, not really doing anything fantastic in either regard here. Did drop a little bit back to that 200 EMA, but it's bouncing. It's just not doing enough for me to really care all that much. We've got Siga looking like it's holding on that support line and going back up. So I think this is where we can basically look at taking a play on it. So we're going to go Siga. We're going to go to 14, I don't know, I guess 1480-ish. I'm going to look for about $16 out of it. And then we'll go for a 1440 stop. So we're going to give it a fairly tight stop. 1440 is really not a huge drop from where we're at. We just want to make sure it doesn't really break a new low after we enter. Wow, that was quite the spike there. We saw all the way up to 15 bucks. Oh, mistyped the ticker there on the thing. There we go. That fixes that. RevB all the way down to 161. So if you waited for that entry, you might be stopping out. I was kind of preoccupied, so I didn't even take an entry on it. But I think I might. I'm just going to jump in now. We'll see what happens. Let's take a look. I guess at 161, we'll go for a 158 stop. Something like that. I still think this is probably going to break down and kind of hit that stop either way, so I'm not really too concerned about it. I think that tighter stop is probably going to be fine, just because I think that if anything, we'd have to have a pretty loose stop at this point back down to that VWAP line, but if we see it holding at that VWAP line, maybe we'll take another play after to see if that works out. So yeah, if you did stop out on the first trade there, I would definitely suggest not jumping back in here quite yet. Maybe unless you can get it down low enough where you can say that you can put your stop below this VWAP line, preferably at like 153, with about a 4 or 5 cent stop loss. That would be pretty ideal, I think. This might actually recover from here. That would be nice, but I don't really see that happening. GovX back up pretty good here, back at 106. Looking fairly strong. We see a couple good candles here, but not quite ready to trust that yet. SIG is still all over the place. TBLT not really doing much. TNXP with a nice spike up where it's going from about a 127 to 135 there. So that was a pretty good little push. We are at the top end with that, so nothing to do there. BFRI hitting that $2 mark and pushing through it. That's a good sign. We're going to wait on this one, though. We're at the top band with that, too. RFB hitting another minor pullback here. GovX looking okay. Yeah, that GovX jump. Yeah, no kidding. All right. 108. Yeah, I don't know about this. RFB continues this breakdown to VWAP line. So this is where we'd be looking to take a proper play on RevB. So if we go RevB, we're going to be looking at about a 150, 158 entry. Is that what I'm seeing here? Maybe 156, if we can get that. We're going to be looking at 165 and then a 152 stop. We'll give it 4 cents from VWAP line here because we're not really sure where this pullback's going to end, but it should end somewhere around this VWAP. So we're going to give that 152 stop. Hopefully this time it holds. So we got 157 here. You might get 156 if you wait long enough. And SIGA down a little bit here. We're going to see if it bounces off this support line. Cavill not doing anything. Up to 115 on GovX. That's nice. We'll have to see if we can get some more out of that. RevB down to 156 here. So that was our entry point, 155. So entering anywhere here is good. We're going to see if we can see this MACD start to pull around. Whether you got 156 or 155, I wouldn't lower that stop more than 152. We'll have to see. Let's see if that holds. GovX at 118. Holy moly. 119. Should have held that one, I guess. We've got SIGA here down quite a bit. We're seeing if it holds on the support line still. So far it's held okay. I'm not super keen on it. MACD is pointing down pretty good, so we're going to have to see. TBLT, we've been watching. I'm not really seeing anything I like out of TBLT. I think we're just going to close it. We're hoping for kind of a quick recovery on that. TNXP looks like it's breaking into new highs here. We could try TNXP trade. I think it's a little bit risky, but we need to start taking some risks here if we want to make some money. So having a weird kind of day. So we're going to go 130, maybe 136 as an entry. We're going to go for 145 as a PT and then a 133 stop out. So we're going to give it 3 cents to stop out. Right there. That's TNXP. There's 135, decent entry. Still not going lower than 136. We want to make sure this holds this 200 EMA. We're up to 137 on it. A couple cents of profit already. GovX is still going for it. Holy moly. We've got RevB down a little bit to 155, 156. We did see 154 on the low there. ZY just huge breakdown, so it's a good thing we stayed out of that. TNXP at 136, BFRI back down a little bit. TNXP's actually got some price action, which I like. BFRI does not, so it's kind of why I'm straying away from BFRI right now. We're seeing some momentum alerts for RDBX as well, so let's take a look at RDBX. RDBX definitely showing some signs of life here as we're hitting 460 from opening at 310 here. So this is definitely looking good. This could be another longer term momentum play. So I think RDBX with a good entry could be really good. I think we'd be looking to get in about 420. Obviously a little bit lower would be better, but I don't know if we'll get lower than 420. We're going to be looking for about a 480 PT and then a 410 stop. So we're going to give it about 10 cents of room, which is not a huge amount when a stock is running like this, but we can't really afford a crazy stop loss. Nice recovery on RevB, almost back up to 160. Not looking too bad there. What was our entry? 155. That's 5 cents profit. We could secure a little bit here if you want to at 160. It's nothing fantastic, but it is a little bit. Okay, very close to stopping out there on SIGA. It looks like it's probably going to stop us out. There it is. Not a whole lot there for profits. Didn't even bother to take any profits. There just wasn't enough to make it worth it. TNXP dropped almost to stop. We have seen it hit that 137, 138 level, so we might see 137 or 138 again. RDBXing at 455 currently. Wherever you get in, just kind of give it that 10 cents of room. I definitely wouldn't suggest buying on a high, so if you could get on a slight dip, that would obviously be better. 420 would be the major pullback we're waiting for, but if you don't want to wait, you could jump in anywhere around 440, and that should be okay, unless you pick the wrong time and get hit by a pullback there. GovX looks like it's coming back down, maybe to VWAP. That would be a decent idea. We have RFB here at 161. I think we just about hit 162. No, we didn't. Not yet. I think we're going to get there, though. We're looking pretty good on RevB as a recovery play here. GovX still seeing up a little too high for an entry. TNXP down to 133. RDBX all the way up to 495. So regardless where you got in, you'd be in profit now. So hopefully you're taking some profit along the way. I'm not quite there yet. I think if we get close to that $4 mark again, yeah, or $5 mark again, I'll probably start to look at taking profits, which it looks like we're just about to hit $5. So start, oh, I guess that's technically PT on RDBX and start taking profits. Not quite as lucrative as I wanted on this. I was hoping to get a little bit more, but we couldn't really wait for that 520 or 420 entry, so I ended up jumping a little late, but that's okay because it still worked out. We still hit $5 really quickly there. Hopefully we see more than that. I'm still leaving a runner to see if we could probably get, I think we could probably get higher than that as well. Stop loss is going to be 430. Right there. It looks like we're actually halted in this, so I won't be able to take anything out quite yet, or nothing extra anyway. GovX looks like it's consolidating. This could be a consolidation before a drop, but I think it's more than likely going to run again. It just needs to hit a good support line, so we might be looking at that 113 level. If it holds at 113 level, we might get in. If it doesn't hold and it comes down, we might be looking to get in at the 200 EMA or VWAP. Very close together, so either or. But I don't really expect to see this break down from that 200 EMA again because we have some bullish pressure now. RevB all the way back down. Hopefully he took some profits around 160. There got up to 162 there. So hopefully he took some before the stop out. Hopefully some profits on RevB for the knife. TNXP up to 137. It's looking pretty good. I mean, we came pretty close to stopping out. So if you want to take some profit to 137, maybe 138 when we hit it, definitely not a bad idea. We are in the 130 range, so you're looking at about 3 or 4 cents for about 3 cents of profit. Keep that in mind. GovX is coming down to that 113 area that we wanted to see. RevB with another nasty drop. We're probably going to look at playing this again on this 200 EMA. TNXP is still struggling to hit that 138 level. Come on. I'm okay taking profits at 138. RDBX is looking good. Want to look at taking profits at right here. Oh, that moved in slightly higher than where I want it to go, right there. All right, let's see. There's 138 right there. We're gonna take some profits. Taking some profits on TNXP 138. Obviously, we're gonna leave a little bit in there because we do anticipate we're gonna get more than 3 or 4 cents out of this. So hopefully we start to see a little bit more out of that. 139 looking good. If you didn't take profits at 138, 139 is a good level. Looks like we're bouncing off a 114 level on GovX so far. No such thing on RevB as it continues to drop, and we're going to hold off until that 200 EMA comes around. GovX could potentially be a good play here, so we're going to try for a GovX, I think. 115, we're going to go for a 1... I'll go for 120 here. And then a 114. Give it a 112 stop. Give it 3 cents. So we're going to go for right there as a stop. TNXP still sitting at 139. We did hit 140 there, so not bad on TNXP. We're still hoping for 145. It is quite a ways up, so make sure you're taking some profits along the way. 145 is a huge jump from 135 at $1.30. GovX all the way up to $1.20 already. So we're hitting that PT. We can start to take some profits here. GovX. Hitting 121 on GovX. That was a very, very quick trade, actually. Again, 120, you know, it's a pretty tight PT. We're likely to hit 125. But I would definitely be looking to take some profits here at 120, 121 just to secure some before it you never know what's going to happen with a stock like that, so it's just best to secure it. We did see as high as 142 there. It looks like TNXP is coming down to VWAP. Let's see if it can hold VWAP. So far, so good. RDBX still halted, so we're waiting on this to unhalt. GovX is still looking good. TNXP is still looking half decent. RevB's kind of lost its touch right now, but we're waiting for that 200 EMA bounce. Back up to 139 on TNXP from 136. GovX struggling to break through that 121 resistance. There's RDBX opening up. A little bit of a drop. No signs of slowing down, though, as it reaches back up at that 504 level. I think we're still likely to see some more profits out of that. TNXP dipped and then ripped all the way back up to 142 there. Let's see it make a new high. Yeah, it's breaking that 140 level. Let's see if it can keep going. GovX at 122, so we are finally breaking through that resistance line as well, so that's looking good. RDBX looking like it's taking a little bit of a tumble here. Hopefully we secured some profits. Still got a runner in this, so we're hoping this doesn't come down to stop, but might take another full entry on VWAP to see what happens. But TNXP, we're still hoping for 145 out of it. RevB continues its dive down here to that 200. 123 on GovX. 125 would be nice. If you have yet to take any profits on GovX, I would definitely strongly be suggesting you do so. Because we very well could be hitting a double top here. RDBX still hovering around that 480 zone. GovX dropping, TNXP still sitting up really high. Cavill not really doing a lot, ZY not doing a lot, Sega not really doing a lot either, so probably just going to leave all of those B for right now. We got IEA that keeps popping up, giving us signals on the trade ideas, so let's try IEA again. Yeah, I'm not seeing any money here. Like, literally no money. There's like a 10 cent, it's like a 15-cent range on a $13 stock. It's just not good. I mean, maybe if you were playing with a couple $1,000,000 and you were hoping for that 10-cent move, sure. Okay, so we're seeing some bullish pressure picking up on Rev B. I don't think we'll quite hit that 200. We're going to go ahead and jump in on Rev B. 140. We're going to go for 160 here. Might be a little bit overzealous with that. Let's try 150. Let's go for 150. Maybe we'll hit 160. And we'll go for a 130. What's the 200 at 133? That's too far away. So let's just go for a 137 stop. We're looking for about a 140 entry, but you know what? We might end up getting lower than that. Might get higher than that as well. So just make sure you've got a fairly tight stop because we're not sure this is the end yet. We're not sure this is going to turn around quite yet. GovX at 122. How are pennies today? They're okay. I wouldn't say they're fantastic, but yeah, they're a little boring. I'll say they're a little boring today. We don't have a ton of options. It's just a couple of them, but it's not going too bad. RevB is looking okay. TNXP is back down a little bit after hitting 142 again. We've got GovX at 121. RDBX at 490 here, looking like it's doing okay. I do think this is a top out before a little bit of a dip, though. So that's something to keep in mind. TNXP might be another re-entry around 134 if we get it. GovX probably re-entry around 113, 114 area. And then we'd be waiting for another re-entry in RDBX around probably 450. Yeah, not seeing too much on the scanners to look at otherwise. APLT maybe, or GALT. Let's try APLT first. Wide candles, very, very wide candles. Lots and lots of price movement here. Big spread. That was just, I'm just gonna say too advanced. Oh, that's not GALT. Too advanced for people who don't know quite what they're doing yet. Yeah, these are very, very big candles, very tight stops, and lots of spread. So definitely not something I want people that don't have direct market access to be playing. That's for sure. Be looking at having a terrible time with that. 480, we have TNXP at 138. Rev B down to that 140 level. To see as low as 138 there. Looking to get in around this level. Obviously, the lower you can get, the better. I got him 139, so not terrible. Not quite as low as it got. We could have probably gotten it a little bit lower, but I think this is kind of the area where we're looking to continue our move here. So if we have a 138 entry or 139 entry, it could go down to like 136. I would say you could probably do up to a 5-cent stop on this and be okay. I wouldn't go much more than 5 cents though. TNXP back up to 140. GovX down a little bit here. We're still waiting for that 125 with the runner. RDBX is getting close to that re-entry of 450. APLT is just nuts with these candles. Sika not looking too bad. $142 again on TNXP. Hopefully we hit that 145 area. We want 145 on TNXP. We want 125 on GovX. And I guess we're hoping for about 450 on RDBX for a turnaround, or we could maybe hope it goes higher without a turnaround or without a pullback, but I still think we're at a decent area for probably a 5-minute pullback. Yeah, we're probably, yeah, I'd still say even on a 5-minute scale, we're looking at about 450 for a re-entry. So we're going to go ahead and wait a little bit on that one. GovX coming down a little bit. I think with GovX, we're probably looking to get in at this 114 area, 113 area, but we might see a pullback down to as low as 111. And that's only if it maintains bullishness. TNXP at 140, we did break into that 143 area, so we did hit a new high there. That's looking pretty good. On a 5-minute scale, we're probably due for a major pullback here. We could see one as low as 133, so that's about where our re-entry point is on that. Hopefully we hit 145 beforehand, so we can exit the runner. Rev B turnaround is looking pretty decent as well. On a 5-minute scale, looks like we did hit the end of the pullback here, so we are due to see this come back up at least to that 160 area, probably looking at more like 170 on a longer term scale here. SIGA almost at that $15 mark again. APLT hitting 113, 114, 115, as low as 102. This is crazy. It's literally jumping 10 cent or 10% per candle, per 1-minute candle. That's nuts. GovX down a little bit here. Our re-entry point on that is about 113, so we will get ready to jump in on GovX here. GovX 113, we're going to go for about 125, and then we're going to go for a 109 stop. We're going to give it 4 cents. Whoops. Problem with having screens stacked on top of each other. Wow, that was really hard to say. You end up clicking things you don't mean to click. So we got as low as 465 on RDBX. Looks like it's going back up to about $5 right now. We do have GovX hitting 116, not quite where we want it to be. We do kind of want it around that 113 area, but we are at the bottom band here at 114. So if you get 114, that's still not a bad entry. I'd still give it about 4 cents. TNXP, it's that 143. Comes back down to 138. We're looking at about 133 for an entry on that. Rev B looking half decent. We did see up to 147 there. We got fairly close to PT, but yeah, it was okay. That's about 8 cents profit. Cavel still, I don't even know why we have Cavel open. RDBX looking good. GovX at that 116 level again. Rev B with a little bit of a drop here. There was some money to be secured on Rev B beforehand. Looks like it's going to be running it into stop depending where you entered. If you got in with me at, what was it, 139, your stop loss will probably be 136. Oh, I lost it right there. Might hit it either way, but I haven't quite stopped down the runner yet. We're going to see what happens here. All right, so we are stopping out on the runner on Rev B. Not a huge deal. Might take a play here very close to this 200 EMA anyway, because I do think that this is still the level we'll see a good bounce. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back in here at 135, maybe even 134 if you could get it. Rev B, let's go. And then we're going to go Rev B at 130, I guess 133 we'll try. We'll go for a 145 PT and then let's give it a 130 stop. We'll give it 3 cents right there. So we'd be looking at about a 130 stop. Let's see where we jump in here. Looks like we're jumping in 131. Okay, so 131, I'll just give it a 129 stop. I don't think I really care about it going much lower than 129. If it breaks down from there, I think it'll probably continue breaking down, so I'm okay with a really tight stop on this. I'm just going to go ahead and see what happens. Even better if we get a good recovery. Nah, it looks like it's going to break down further than 129 there. Continues. Break down after 200 remain. So we won't touch it. That just means GovX is still kind of sitting around. It kind of gave us an entry at 115 there, so not terrible. Now it's 2 cents higher than where we intended on entering, but it's still pretty decent. Looks like it's back up to 121. I mean, basically we're looking at 125. We still want to hit that 125 area, but I mean, if you could get 121, 122, and take some profits off the table, I think that's probably the best we're going to get right this second. But I mean, eventually I do think we're going to hit that 125 area again, and that's where we'll close out this runner as well. So we're going to not have a stop way down there, but that 112 area is going to move up to 113. Rev B looks like it's bouncing right off my support, or right off my stop. TNXP back down to that 135 area. That's almost where we want a re-entry on this. We can go ahead and signal a re-entry around 135. TNXP 135. We'll go for a 1. Still think 145 is on the table. And then just a 131 stop. I give a 132 stop. I don't want to give more than a 3 cent stop loss on this, especially since we're not aiming for a super outrageous PT here. T and XP. We'll see if we can hit 145. Yeah, definitely a good idea to take some profits at 121 on GovX if you haven't yet. RDBX is up at 560, 570. I actually totally forgot to even watch this once we got in it, so we're doing good on it. That's the good news. We haven't stopped out or anything. 560 from our entry here, so not bad. We could start to think about taking some profits off the table. Around 560 is okay. We could get a little bit more out of it, like scrape up that extra 10 cents. That's obviously more worth it, but from our entry point, we're just about at that whole dollar mark. So that's definitely not bad. GovX is still hitting that 120 area. We've hit it 3 or 4 times now, so this is usually when I'd say, you know what, I don't think we're going to break through that resistance line, so you should probably definitely consider taking some profits at that level. TNXP is at 140 here. Again, you can take some profits at 140 if you want. I'm a pretty firm believer we're going to hit at least 141, so you can wait for that, possibly even 142. I'm going to wait for at least 141. We'll see how it looks at 141. Could be missing out on some profits here, but we'll see. Yep, there's 141 right there. All right. RDBX at that 4 or 570 level. That was that scraping up the last 10 cents to make it a whole dollar. I'm leaving a runner in it. I do think we're going to see probably a pullback here pretty quick. So make sure you take some money. Did we get back in on Rev B? I'm not quite sure when you, about 1 minute ago. No. So, well, I mean, yes, we did earlier, but it didn't work out either way. So I'm no longer in it. That was a really confusing way to explain that, but we're not in it now. But we did end up taking another trade from 130. What was it? 131 to 129. It's a pretty quick stop out. It wasn't even really much of a trade. It was just an attempt to see if it was going to turn around at 200, and it didn't. TNXP still sitting at 141 here. SIG is really going, though. It's gotten up to 1530 here. It's hard to determine the levels this was going to play out at, so I just decided to not play it at all. But there's definitely money to be made there if you find it easy to play. So we did see up to 123 here on GovX. Not a bad little jump. Did I say to take some profits on GovX in the alerts? No, I didn't. So I should probably mention that we should take some profits. Although it's looking pretty good right now. It looks like it should come back up. Take some profits on GovX 120-ish. Definitely a good place to take some profits. TNXP is looking okay. We did hit 141. We did take some profits. It is back down to 139 right now, hitting 138. I can get rid of that green line. Stop loss is 132, so very, very far away. I do think we're going to hit 130 or 145 eventually here. Whether that's going to happen in the next 15 minutes or so, not too sure yet. We're going to have to wait and see. Did have a little bit of a pullback in RDBX, but it looks like it's heading back up now, so we're not doing too bad on that. APLT, I still like I like the volatility here. This is like a gambler's mentality for sure, but too risky to be throwing people's money at. The spread's not too bad now, but the volatility's down a little bit as well. So kind of missing out on the good part and the bad part. GovX looking like it might give you a re-entry at about $1.15 here if you really wanted it, but I think I'm just going to hold on to the rest here and see what happens. Because we definitely could see a breakdown at this point. I would say if it breaks 115 and starts to head lower, I would let go of the runner. So I'd be looking to let go of the runner probably about here. Or if you want to be ultra safe, make sure it's actually breaking down. You probably want to see it get lower to here, like 113.5. You think Rev B is turning? Yeah, Rev B could be turning. It didn't break down too far from that 200 EMA. I was expecting a lot worse out of it, so I gave it a tight stop. It looks like if I gave it even a little bit more room, we could have stayed in that trade. We're not seeing too many bad signs. We're seeing that the MACD's been pretty negative here for a while, but besides that, the volume's still okay. It is slowly dying off, so that's one thing to be careful of. If I was trying to get back into Rev B right now, I'd be looking at possibly trying to take a quick trade on it, not hold it for a very long period of time, because we are going to run out of volume here fairly quickly on it, it looks like. And that's a major factor in whether or not we want to keep playing this is, you know, how much volume we have. TNXP down to 137. GovX back up to 119 there, hitting that 120 area. RDBX looking like it wants to push for a new high here. So we'll definitely keep that in mind. What's Siga doing? It's still sitting up pretty high. So we did hit down to 130, 136 here on TNXP. If we hit 135 again, you could definitely think about taking another entry on it for a couple more cents. Let's see here. Yeah, GovX is in this weird position where we don't really necessarily want to open up another trade on it, but like it doesn't look bullish and it doesn't look bearish yet. It's kind of this weird in between. TNXP at 136. We're definitely starting to see the market slow down here. RDBX went back down a little bit. Yeah, I guess we're basically just kind of sitting here waiting. I don't really want to open up a new position on RDBX or GovX right now. TNXP is a hard maybe at 135. Rev B is not really something I'm interested in. SIG is not something I'm interested in, and APLT is not really something I'm interested in. So basically, Our only option for re-entry right now would be TNXP at 135, and that's with a pretty tight stop, I think, next time, because we do see that MACD heading down. We do see that bond band opening, so even at 135, I'm not entirely convinced I want to take it. I'd like to see if it breaks down lower. I'd even rather get like 136 as an entry on the way back up if it does bounce versus risking a 135 entry and it continuing down. So we'll see. What's ES doing today? Oh, we're down pretty big on ES. Looking good though, good signals. All right, let's see here. Anything fantastic? Siga might be breaking out of resistance here. Zen V is popping up as well. Let's take a look at that. Did have a nice run up here from $2 all the way up to 250, back down to about 220 here. Lost half of its gains. Probably going to continue head down. I can't really see where this would end up. Maybe 217 for a reversal here. Could be a possibility. RDBX up a little bit. GovX still hanging around that 116 area. Lots of opportunity to take some profit off the table on GovX here around that 115 to 121 area. So hopefully if you're still holding on, you took some profits, and we'll see where this ends up. But I think this is turning a little more bearish. Starting to see both those bands point down a little bit more than I would like. 135 on TNXP there. We're going to see if it holds at 135 or not. Yeah, it hit 135 again. Rev B moving about 2 cents an hour. We've got Siga here heading back down. Zen V not really doing anything. Oh, there we go. Rev B 134 did something there. TNXP is at that make or break point here. Both bands are opening up. We could see some volatility, and it's just a matter of what direction it ends up going. So far, I'm betting down. But we haven't broken into that new low yet, so. I think 134, I'll cut the runner. Oh, there we go. Back up to 137. A little bit of fight back. Lots of sellers coming in, though. GovX down to 110. So we're breaking into that low we didn't want to see. We're hitting that 200 EMA. So hopefully you cut your runner at that 113.5 mark or 114 mark if you really wanted to. We are at that 200 EMA. This could be a point of turning around, so we're going to keep an eye on it. I think we could even take a trade on it. GovX. 110, we're going to go for 120, and then a 107 stop. So we're going to give it the usual 3-cent stop. Honestly, though, if it starts breaking down from this 200 EMA, probably down to 108, I'd be looking to take a cut on it. I don't want to see this start to break down any more than that, because we still need the, even if it does like kind of come back, we still need that momentum, and the momentum is the important part. We're not going to get that if it starts to break down further, so we're going to have to see. So that's our only full trade right now is GovX. We've got a runner in RDBX, we have a runner in TNXP, and that's really it. We're hoping that GovX turns around here. Yeah, we didn't have that momentum. Looks like it's going to continue its breakdown, so we'll just let GovX do its thing. We're back at 570 here on RDBX, contesting that high a day. So we're going to see if we can break into a new high. We have about 8 minutes left, so I'm not really too keen on taking any more open trades. We'll just leave the runners we have now and see what we can do with that. TNXP is not looking fantastic. You could get a slightly better than break even on the runner if you want to. RDBX is the one that's really worth holding right now to see if we can break a new high. We shall see. ES with a nice Rhino signal here, going from about 3959 all the way up to 3965. So pretty good. That was like a 6-point move on a Rhino. Very good signal there. GovX, what is with stocks today? Just bouncing off the stop losses. Didn't even take it at the stop. Took it a little bit above at 108, but still looks like it might bounce right off that support line or the stop line. RevB breaking down a little bit back down to that 130 area. This is why I didn't want to touch this. It's so slow. It's going from 129 to 133, maybe 134. So there's like 4, maybe 5 cents of profit to be had there in a matter of like 10, 15 minutes. TNXP definitely breaking down here. So if you haven't taken your break even or slightly better, I would definitely be looking to do that now. RDBX does actually break into a new high, almost at $6. I think RDBX could possibly go even higher today, but seeing as how we're only playing the first hour, we got about 6 minutes left. You could take some profit to 580. It's not that much different than 570 though. So I mean, like honestly, if you're not stretched for time and you're willing to keep trading, you might want to risk it a little bit more. I think $6 is definitely something that could be doable here. Even just leaving a trailing stop on it might be okay. Did I see pick? I did not. Actually, it didn't even pop up on the momentum alerts, I don't think. Weird. Must have too high of a float or something. It's looking pretty good though, yeah. 229 all the way up to $3. Typical momentum play here. I think this is probably topping out at this point, so I don't think I'm going to jump in on it, but yeah, that was a crazy move. Definitely some profits to be had today. I feel like we were scraping pennies though. I feel like it was a lot tougher than normal. Maybe that's because I took a day off. Got a little rusty. What are we at today? Oh, we're not bad. About 13, almost 14,000, so almost the same as yesterday. Or not yesterday, Thursday. Yeah, the market was kind of iffy today. RDBX was a pretty good winner. I actually don't even know how much we made off RDBX. Let's take a look. Scrolling now. Wow, we took a ton of stops today, like 1% and 2% stops. RDBX, the first trade was 14%, second trade was 21%. Second trade actually ended up being better. I thought the first trade was better. Oh yeah, we did do like a whole dollar this time though. Maybe even more now. Our runner's at 590, 593. I think we're gonna hit that $6. I'm gonna cut it around $6, even though 590, 597, that's so close. All right. Cutting RDBX around 6. Anywhere around 6 is good. Don't have to be very specific with the number, but you know, you definitely want to secure some profits up at that 590 area. TNXP not looking fantastic, but I think there's still a potential for this to hit 145. I think TNXP was kind of, it's just so tight to play it. It wasn't really all that worth it. I think most of our trades on TNXP, I'll just pull the board down. We're up almost 15K today with that RDBX trade. But TNXP, yeah, like 4%, 5%. Yeah, like nothing fantastic. We took a lot of stop outs early on. And then we kind of found the groove. RDBX was definitely the big winner today with 14% and then a 25%. And then we took a small stop out on GovX. TNXP was pretty small. GovX did pretty well for us too, actually. We hit GovX quite a few times for some profit, so definitely not looking too bad on that front. Although I have a feeling this probably hurt our win rate. A little bit, yeah. We're down to 168.7. Struggling at that 169 point today. Or this month, not just today. But we are, in fact, above $50,000. So we've finally successfully completed our well, I don't know why I'm saying finally. I guess it wasn't actually that long. But we are pretty close to the end of the month to hit that. So it's been a rough one, I think. I'm going to say it's been a rough one. These aren't losing days. These are just days I took off. So I just have to put in a trade because I don't actually know how to make it skip the day. But yeah, that would be the fees for the one trade that I pretended to take. But yeah, altogether, we're about $50,000. We're at 54,087, holding a 68% win rate, so it isn't too bad. Yeah, our average run is $500. Seems pretty low to be hitting 15K a day, but I guess that's just recent trades, not all trades. But yeah, we did pretty good today. TNXP is definitely not looking good. GovX might come back here, but you know what? As we said, if it breaks down to this low, we could see a breakdown on price action, and we are kind of seeing that here. These candles are looking very weak. RDBX, definitely a huge possibility that this could be a real big winner. We did see just under $6 here. Massive drop down to 530. This could be a good re-entry point, but honestly, I'd be waiting for closer to to VWAP here, not RDBX. RevB, something I would probably stay away from. SIGA, there's money to be made here, especially off this 200 EMA. This is looking like a prime opportunity. I only have a minute left anyway, so I'm not really too keen on taking another trade on it, but that's a good opportunity. Pick, as long as the volume holds, this could be another good one. I would definitely wait for a little bit of a pullback. Wherever you do to get in, I'd probably place a pretty tight stop loss, try to get in near the bottom of something. But other than that, that's all I got for today. So hopefully y'all made some money, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Take care, guys.